Wow.
Bobby Moore and Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. I'm proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning. This is More Than Just a Podcast. Season 12, episode 61, a new record. And it's question time. If you haven't listened to episode 60, go back and listen. It's a cracker. It's a cracker. Some great mix at the beginning of the episode. Silky skills of sound done by George Bucci in advance. Not. But no, it's question time. It's probably the last question time of this season. I'm sure Nigel and Len will carry on with propaganda and other stuff, but it won't be a proper question time. I still think we got Doddsy. I think we still got John with the surprise.
Yes, still here. Still here, Len.
Yeah. Len's still here.
He's still there, people. He's still there just in case.
So it's time for this.
Question time.
Facebook, Twitter question time, where you, the 8 or 9 listeners, get to ask us tonight it's 5 presenters, questions which we may or not answer, and we digress, etc. Jacob Steinberg has just printed something in the Guardian.
Did he?
He didn't, no.
Cream cracker.
He says Arsenal are closing in on a £100 million deal for Declan Rice. Arsenal are close to agreeing a fee with West Ham, expected to pay more than 100 million for the midfielder if certain add-ons
Is
can
this
be...
the same Jacob who said that Moyes was going to go, and same one that said Bilic was lined up?
Yeah, now I know.
And the same Jacob that said the players.
Yeah.
This is the same Jacob that said the players are like rebelling against Moyes.
I like Jacob. Jacob's a good friend of mine, and I do talk to Jacob. But Jacobs does have sources at the ball. We all know, David Sullivan. But he does talk to a lot of agents, right? So this will be an agent-led story, almost definitely. And sometimes agents have their own agenda, as we all know. So I was told by someone close to the board and close to David Moyes that this whole Bilic story was not true. And he wasn't lined up, and he wasn't about to replace him. But, you know, Jacob's got to write what he's got to write, right? And stick by his story. I'm sure he's not one to make stuff up. But as I say, I believe a lot of his sources are agents. And we all know what agents, you know. The agent I talk to, you know what he tells us. So
three of our best players are going to leave if
exactly.
Moyes stays. So it'll be interesting to see if they stay.
All players indirectly represented by him. So, as I say, agenda. Anyway,
does he let the truth get in the way of a good story, Nigel? Sorry, Sean.
No, because it's all about the agenda of how can they get more business and why can't they get a bigger slice of the pie. It's not about the story, and the agenda is why can't we get more business from the board?
Dodds, there's a reason why I call him Jacob Cream Crackers.
Oh, that's unfair. I like Jacob, but don't say that.
And it ain't just because his name rhymes with Jacob.
I think he
is crackers.
I think I get it, Nigel. I think it's a bit premature to talk about £100 million deal, and I'm sure it's agent talk. Anyway, Nigel,
we're not talking about your sex life now, Sean.
By the way, I'm going to let you talk for the first few questions because the missus is away in Amsterdam. She's just flown to Amsterdam. So I've got to just...
Oh, yeah. Is she visiting people as well?
No, she's on business.
Is Len going to be drawing up something?
No, she's at a dinner tonight in Amsterdam. She's hosting a dinner for work. And
please, Len.
I'll look her up on Facebook, Sean.
She's flying.
Please, Len.
Yeah. She's flying back on Wednesday as I fly out to Portugal.
Take the pressure, Len.
So.
Do the picture.
That's a drawing of her in a hot tub with someone else.
No,
do we know where Dave
business.
Sullivan's gone?
She's on business. Anyway,
Sullivan,
and I'm just gonna check on the kids. You start without me. I'm just gonna check on the kids and get myself a drink of water because it's bloody hot.
You sure you don't want to hear this first one, Sean?
Go on, I'll hear the first one.
So Mark Reaper went early, talking to premature, 12 hours ago on Twitter. He's put for the pod, Nigel. He said, now the next level has been delivered.
Oh,
Will Shedman and Len now admit Sean was correct in his unwavering love for the dear leader? And will you both bend the knee and kiss Sully's and Brady's ring? And he's Ross Barkley on a free, the Rice replayment. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Will they fuck?
Well, I did tweet him 10 hours ago to save you waiting for the pod for the answer. You can fuck off.
But hang on a minute. Yeah. Is this not just to be?
Well, I don't like talking to listeners like that.
3 years in Europe. Is this not next level football? Just putting that question out there.
Oh, Dodds, did we not do this the other day?
Yeah, we've done
this.
Is
this
haven't we?
Not next level football?
What did I say, Rich?
It's history. It's not next level.
Oh,
thank you very much. It does pay. No, Sean, hold up a minute. Yeah,
go on. Quickly.
I'll say what I said to Doddsy, yeah, and I think I convinced him that I was right. We both agreed at the end of it.
Yes, you did.
Right. Is that this is history. It's not next level. Next level was taking what we didn't do at Upton Park and doing it. Well, we've won a European trophy. We did do that at Upton Park. We won a European trophy that wasn't played for at Upton Park, and we entered the competition by finishing 7th, which we did at Upton Park. So actually, this trophy we could have won while playing football at Upton Park. So it's not
Senior
next
West
level.
Ham player
Finishing 14th.
Jack Collison,
not next level.
Jack Collison, that was on Talk TV last night with me and Mark Saggers, disagrees and says it's next level football. So there you go.
Next level is dining at the top table, Sean.
Sean, once they listened to me, and I explained to them, when this was sold as next level, it was next level to what we were doing.
Jack Collison played for West Ham first team, and he's now a manager. I think he knows a bit more than football.
That doesn't put him in the best position to comment on it, Sean.
I've sat next to Jack Collison once in a TV studio and gave him a bit of education in which he admitted, actually, didn't think about that. So it's there on YouTube, me and Jack Collison.
Yeah. So, all right. Fair enough.
Anyway, he can toe the party line.
No, he doesn't have to toe a party line. He's in America now. Anyway, I'll let you get on. I'll be back in a minute once I checked on the kids.
Yeah, go on. Piss off. Right. I've now got to find the next one because bleeding Twitter's been filled up with someone, which was from Dan, who was a great guest. I hope you enjoyed the propaganda that we did with Dan. It was a great listen to, and I was very pleased. I did think of Dan. No, he's sent a message, so it was good because we spoke to him before the final, and Dan was of the age that had never seen success. 35, a child of the Premier League, so all he'd known really was shit West Ham. And I think this is why this is so groundbreaking for the club. So Dan 31 60 43 44 H. I said photo of Brady doing the Mockney Hammers at the final. He wants a rating for that, Nigel. Well, you may have heard my reasoning earlier, but the fact is that it's true. I wouldn't piss on her if she was on fire, so I won't waste my time giving her any score. But if I did, it would probably be more than the 1 out of 10 I gave Sean's effort the other day. Will Moyes now see expectations raised from fans? What do you think we need for next season? He thinks 2 strikers, a winger and a central midfielder. Quality, not quantity. Brady out. Quality, not quantity, but he's gone for 4. Well, I suppose 4 is possible. Look, because he's the guest, I'm going to go guest first. Dodds, what do you think we need next season?
Definitely a striker, someone who can put the ball in the net. And I would suggest a left back, although Emerson did impress me in the last few games. But yeah, so I would say definitely a left back, definitely a striker who can score goals. Yeah, those are the 2 definites for me.
John?
We're going to need a Rice replacement. Someone to try. I mean, though Sullivan said we might need 2 or 3 players to replace him. Did you hear that interview he did? When he talked about he's definitely offering him 200 grand a week.
Yeah, it did, John.
So, yeah, we're going to need... I mean, Emerson, do you think Emerson has shown that he's got it? Do you think the reason he hasn't done it consistently is that a sort of like a mindset or an attitude thing with him? Because he clearly has got it.
Do you know, there's a bit of me that thinks, look, he's played for... I don't know, where was he on loan last season?
Lille, was it Leon? Who did we play? Leon,
was he at Leon? Was he at Leon? So, I mean, Leon are a pretty decent team. I don't know, Paquetá was there. There's a bit of me that wonders if they had to drop down to our level. I think Paquetá actually had to drop down to our level. If you listen back to early podcasts, I was stuck in a quandary with Paquetá. Was he shit or was he just too good? Is his through balls that good that we're not reading them? So I didn't know whether it was the West Ham players was shit or whether it was him. I think we now know he was on a different level, and actually it was us that was shit as opposed to Paquetá. But I think Emerson, I think it was a bold move by Moyes in the final, and I think he did it because of his knowledge of winning trophies.
Am I right in saying, Nigel, that he's won every single European trophy and more?
Yes. He's won the UEFA Cup and the Champions League with Chelsea. He won the European Championship with Italy. He won the Super Cup. I think he won as well. So he's now completed. I think it's 6 European trophies.
And he's playing for West Ham. There's another thing, isn't it, that you add to it?
But you just like, that's what I was saying on the night. Bottom line is he was good enough to start against us in the European Cup, the European Championships, wasn't he? Against England. Yes. Italy played him in a final against England. So he's got to be good enough. So it just makes you wonder why he doesn't get picked week in, week out over Creswell, really.
Yeah.
Len? You can see the difference between them. One's more defensive, defends a little bit better, and one likes to go forward a little bit better.
Right.
And
what one's what? Because
well, Creswell defends a bit better. I'm not very convincing, am I? And the other one goes forward a bit better, which is even less convincing. Fucking hell. Yeah, maybe. Maybe just give it a spare and get a new one.
It's a different part of the question, Nigel, as well. I really like the way that Emerson Creswell celebrated in the final. That was a nice touch because Creswell had been dropped and Emerson recognised that. And I thought that, again, we talk about the team not being together. They are together, but that's a different subject. But just thought I'd mention that.
Yeah, no, I think there was a great shot. I don't know if you see it. He's obviously they're international mates, but Agerd at the end went up to Amrabat, is it? Amrabat, and consoled him at the end and everything, and hopefully said to him, come and join me here, mate.
Yeah, because he was good, wasn't he?
He was. I thought he was the best defender on the pitch.
Yeah.
Zuma's obviously got a problem.
It
was a gamble. We got away with it in a way. So yeah, it's just I don't know actually. We need a striker. The problem you've got is that Danny Ings is not in any shape or form a replacement for Antonio. So Moyes has tried it a different way and reverted to type. I can't see him trying to change again. I don't know what the answer is there. Well, there is. There's two. You could go for the Wolves keys or go for Maxim at Newcastle and try and convince them to come and be our strikers. That's because that's the only like for like straight swap I can see. I don't know.
We were like Traore, Wolves, Adama Traore.
Yeah,
Is that what you were saying?
yeah. So if you bring him in, if you kept Antonio, brought a Traore in, and you got Ings to do something different, then you've got two that play a certain way and Ings that can add a difference.
Don't bring me down after. It's only been like 5 days.
Yeah, it's not a lot to look forward to, is it?
Come on, don't.
I mean, fucking
Try and be upbeat.
Fucking, yeah.
Right. So we're going to move over. That's it for Twitter. So we're now on to Facebook. So there's about 20 odd. First up, gents, it's AI Sean.
Yeah, AI Sean.
Nick Ivy. Yorkshire. Unfucking believable. Aye. Never thought I'd see a West Ham captain lifting a European trophy. It wasn't pretty, who cares? Scenes after the game and the victory parade were on another level. Now, he will concede Moyes is up there with Greenwood and Lyle. The disappointment post-Prague is that we're left with a manager who's just got 12 months on his contract. And he said he should be back him or sack him. He says he's got one question. Bars in Prague were serving up West Ham-themed cocktails. So can you name a cocktail for Moyes and also one for Sean?
Sean's could be a brown-nosed derby. Something like that.
I thought you were going to say Paul Star Montini for Doddsy.
Get off.
No.
Doddsy, oh.
No, Len.
Non-comfortable
Top
screw.
I knew it. How did I know that was coming?
Oh, dear.
Oh, cocktail for Moyes. The pragmatism.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's just...
Is it a real cocktail, though?
An orange. No, of course it ain't.
Possessionless.
Yeah.
Lovely mover, though, wasn't he? Lovely dancer.
The buttery
Oh,
nipple
boys.
drink.
John
I'm looking
Travolta.
up names of buttery nipple.
Slippery nipple.
Yeah, that too. The cowboy cocksucker shot. Have you ever had one of those?
No,
Bad
Len,
down
I
to your
haven't.
knowledge there, Sean.
The screaming orgasm cocktail. Oh yes,
No, Len, I haven't.
No, I
nipple.
did. But
The
he's
blue
been
ball
nowhere
shot.
near one of them.
So I don't think you heard the question. It
Yeah,
says,
I did, but
name a
I'm
cocktail
just,
for Moyes and one for you, not just read out random
the
cocktail
blue
names.
motherfucker drink. How about that?
All right.
These are real names rather than you just make some up.
Well, the question was...
The panty dropper shot.
No.
That's one of the Dodsies.
Thank you, Len.
I'm going to move on.
The red-headed suck shot. These are all real names.
And the poor old Penny's going to go, how did you get on there tonight? No, you'll be bored.
No, don't listen
Don't
to it.
listen.
Don't listen to it, Penny.
It didn't record. It didn't work.
Yeah, oh yeah, fucking hell, yeah. Evening, peeps. Oh, good evening, peeps. Oh, can't do it now. Hello, matey peeps. It's Belinda Kaikitis, the great goddess of Forest Gate. She said I spent most Wednesday pacing and then crying when we won. Do you think we should move on from Moyes? She says I do with love and gratitude, but I wondered if peeps have changed their mind, though she does love the show. Thank you for keeping me entertained on the tube and match days. And that's 4 kisses, so unfortunately, Sean, you miss out.
Oh well.
One for you, Dodds. Don't tell Pen. She said season.
Yeah, something for free, Doddsy.
There you go. Didn't have to pay with that one. Can't wait for August, she says.
Obviously, the Premier League fixtures come out on Thursday, by the way, if you didn't know that already.
This
9
Thursday.
o'clock. Yeah, 9 o'clock.
Yeah. I
Who
know.
we getting?
Do you know what? I've not even got it. I must admit, can I just say one thing? I don't ever want to see a football season go into June again.
Yeah, I know.
Why?
Finish it, mate, because there's a game called cricket, yeah,
Yeah.
that's played in the summer. Yeah, this is fucking up my cricket season big time. I can't keep up with what Essex are doing in the 2020. I know we're about fourth. We win our game in hand, we go second. But you know, I'm getting ready for the Ashes. Where's the big Ashes build up? We get one Test match against Ireland and we smash out a lot. And I've had to sit through Australia against India. Yeah, that was a warm up Test match. Yeah. So yeah, I know. You know when you're building up for the biggest Test match, like the Test match like of the last 4 years, or since we last played Australia and England, and we did it with a game against like Ireland, the fourth-rate Test match playing team. It's a joke. But anyway, hey-ho.
You digress.
A win's a win, yes. But the season's dragged on too long.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Finish it in May, and that's how it should be.
We had the World Cup, Nige. Come on.
Yeah, fucking hell. And we're going to have it all again in
You forgot all
30,
about it. That seems a long
2030.
time ago.
Yeah,
We
in
got silly
2030,
season
we're all going to
opens.
be in Saudi Arabia.
15th
No, it don't
is,
open.
Is it Friday the domestic transfer window opens? Then you got the 1st of
No,
July.
we don't do that.
To be
silly
fair,
season.
Sean, going by today's story, silly season started this
Yeah,
morning.
I know. I'm not doing transfer stories though.
No, I know. That's why they're good.
Yeah.
Paul Sanders, the Colonel. Hey, go on, Andy. The Colonel Sanders says up the irons, 5 days on. He says he's just sober. It's my question. Do you think we'll sell Declan? Well, I thought he might stay, but still.
No.
Use the money to strengthen properly. Sell Declan and waste the money like Spurs with Bale. Or Rice stays. He's thinking that we'll spunk the money
Yeah,
on
I
a
think
load
he's
of
right.
shite.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
You agree, dear?
We're going to spunk the money.
Yeah, of course.
We will get
Really?
that list that Sean said previous podcast. We will try and get
Madison,
a list of
Barnes, and
of the
Ward Price for
relegated
150 million.
Madison. I tried desperately to get Madison, Sean.
He did before.
Didn't want to come.
But look, I know that's their price, but is Madison worth 60 million?
No,
How
not
old
to a
is
relegated team. Hold up, and this is the thing. Leicester can pipe up all they like, yeah? They're a relegated team. They've got to learn their place like we had to do when we sold Cole and all the others, yeah? Your values just nosedive 50%.
Yeah.
So,
Very sorry, that's just how it is.
yes, that's it.
Ward Price would be a good buy, but I don't know if he's worth 50 million.
No,
No,
nowhere
but
near.
he'll
20,
have
25
no-
million.
Yeah, and he's got no resale, has he? In the lad,
No.
this
He's
is
made
last
it West
week.
Ham.
And
isn't he,
Harvey Barnes,
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
quite young, isn't he? 20-something.
Yeah, so we won't be signing him, will we? He's too young
Harvey
for us,
Barnes
at
is
least.
out of all of them. That's who I would like. Barnes.
Yeah. Sean Cronin says, no question. He just wants to say thanks to you all. He says, in brackets, even the bald mouthpiece. So he knew you was coming on, Dodds. For yet another season of iJinx.
Thank you, Nigel.
What a finale to it all. Thank you. Brady out.
Brady out.
I think Marion will be pleased tonight because there will be no Doddsy question because obviously he's on the show.
That'll cut 20
Well, do
minutes
you know
out.
what? If there is a Marion question, we should get Doddsy to read it out.
Yeah, we will.
I can do it in a Welsh accent. I can do that.
Yeah.
You're not far from Wales, are you?
Yeah.
He's
No.
not. He's not jealous and bitter. Yeah, I'm not far
No.
from Wales. That's true, and I'm not far from Somerset Cricket Ground either, Nigel. I'm about 2,000 metres.
Oh, are you? Oh, you
There
did
we
down
go.
by the old ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, digress.
That's okay. Martin Rose Sports says, evening all. That's a Tanner joke, by the way, Dodds. Rose Sports. I've really enjoyed listening to you all each week. Thank you. What an end to the season. It was a sports shop, Dodds. Like Rose Sports.
Yes, I know. Rose Sports. Yes.
Tears in my eyes at the final whistle. You weren't alone, and be proud of it, Mark. Incredible support in Prague and back in East London. He's proud to be an Am. Not a lot of questions here tonight, just people going. Paul Cocker Cox Says, evening, my handsomes. Aye, eyes after your title, Dodds.
There we go.
Did you
mate.
happen to
There's
see
more than one of
Doddsy
us.
on the Reuters news feed? I was happily working away and up he popped to my Microsoft Edge browser's homepage, singing away after the game. He said, I've tried to find the link, but no luck. Yes.
I'm
Dodds,
sure Len
mate,
will
your
share
fame.
it with you.
Your fame was everywhere. Even to the point my missus went, oh, have you seen this? Look, on the Daily Mail. And I looked at it.
Fucking everywhere, wasn't he?
It's fucking Doddsy. Look.
Doddsy is massive.
Look, with his
It's like
picture
a
of his
fucking-
fucking dog, Bella. It was like...
How all the
did that
pictures? Did
happen?
they go? Have you got a
You
picture
must
of
have
a dog?
sent the dog. You must have sent him the picture of the dog.
I swear, Len, I didn't. I swear.
Fuck
you know,
off. What are they featuring you for? This is Doddsy at home with his dog. I thought, what the fuck's going on here? That's
Don't
some
forget,
kind
Len,
of
I will-
presidential Christmas card.
Len, for Christmas, I will be wanting you to paint my dog for my wife for Christmas. So hopefully she doesn't listen to this because that's her Christmas present. It's coming your way, mate. I know it'll cost me
Is
a
it
fortune, but
really?
It's worth every penny.
Does she
Worth
want it a
every
different colour, Dodds, or is she happy
She
with
doesn't
black? 'Cause he
want
can-
it with anybody in the back or the front, if you know what I mean, Len. She just wants the dog, all right?
All right.
She just wants the dog. She doesn't know yet, so yeah. No, like I say,
No.
it's quite shocking how much you are on when you look around and go, oh, right, okay. Yeah, the wife wasn't particularly happy, but hey, never is.
Oh, did
Oh,
she?
you showed it, did you?
Not that one, then. No. No.
Dodds, when you're 6'5" and look like Donald Trump meeting Wurzel Gummidge, it is.
It did look like that.
You are going to be everywhere, aren't you?
The Colour and Booze boys say I look like a tree trunk.
Well, yeah. But you do
You're so
stand
pretty.
out.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, you don't just get a stick in this group, which is fantastic. You get a stick in the other
I
group.
get it.
Well, we
fact-
fucking asked for it, let's be honest.
In fact, Nick Gilligan
keeps
does
his
the
head
best
down.
Doddsy accent going.
Oh, Nick does the best Sean Whetstone.
Oh, he doesn't. He
He
does the
does.
impression of me.
That was fantastic.
Whetstone.
I bet he was.
Doing an impression of someone doing an impression of Sean.
Yeah.
I bet Nick loved today when it was announced that Moyes was staying.
No comment.
No comment. No comment.
No, I looked at the phone. I was in a meeting and I could just feel my phone going, and I'm looking. It was Nick Gary. And you're thinking,
We broke the news
hell.
yesterday though on 6'2".
right, and Gary was quite calm, and it's Nick.
Nick.
But hang on, didn't they
Fight.
read 6'2" yesterday? We broke it yesterday.
Even I didn't.
Sean, I cleared the WhatsApp group, and 2 hours later there was 173
Yes.
messages, which most of them were Nick.
Do people still leave the group every other 5 minutes and come back?
No,
again?
no, it's been good.
No,
It's been good.
It's been good.
No, it's been
It's been good.
fantastic.
Anyway,
Um,
back to the
Evening
question.
chaps, says Andy Farrell. What times? What times? Every day I wake up, it is the first happy thought that comes into my head. I can't believe it. I
Really?
became a fan late, he said. I was 22 in 1994, so I'd never ever seen a win. He said, and he don't count it in the Toto. Right as well, Andrew. You don't count it in the Toto. He said, I can't believe it. He said, my first match was in Melbourne. He said, I was travelling West Ham v Melbourne, 1995. He said he thought they lost it, but we actually drew 1-1. The Stan Lazaridis game, possibly. Or that might have been the one in Perth. No, I think it was the one in Melbourne. It was the day after the FA Cup, and I think they were all hung over. Maybe. Anyway, my question, it was the Centenary Tour, if you didn't know, the fake one. I don't think we've seen enough of Skamaka to know, should we sell him? What I saw looked good. What do you all think? Len, you can go first. Skamaka, should he stay or should he go?
I'd love
quote
him to
Joe
stay,
Strummer.
personally. But I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think either party want him to stay. Moyes
Do you not
or
think it was
Skamaka.
good though that he took part?
Oh, what, in the celebration?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, he played a
I
part
think it would have
in
been easy for him not to turn up, to be fair.
Yeah, of course it would, but he's
got a
part
medal,
of the
didn't he? He
team.
was
You know,
entitled
nothing
to one.
happens till he goes.
Well, he scored goals.
Dawson got a medal as well. I don't know about Harris Ashby, whether he got one, but I know Dawson got one. I need to ask someone that.
That's great news that Dawson got one because it's well deserved. And that's a bit class that they've made that decision. That's fact, is it, Sean?
Yeah. I will ask someone at the club.
What that
it's not
means,
fact.
Dodds, is he's made it up and he's just thinking, oh, I better actually. I
No,
better double check.
no. I was told by someone who spoke to someone at the club that Dawson got one.
Yeah.
What
Well,
I
if they
don't
have,
know
great.
is
There you go.
where the rest of them went, and I don't know whether Harrison Ashby. I mean, to be fair, Harrison Ashby should have got one. If they
Yeah, I
give it
agree
to
with
every other player that played any minutes, Harrison came on.
If Maxwell Cornet can get a medal, I'm pretty sure Ashby deserves a medal.
What have you got against Maxwell?
He hasn't played many minutes and he celebrated like he'd won the whole competition on his own. Apart from that, I'm fine.
What do you think of Skamaka, though, Dodds?
I think Skamaka is definitely a good striker. Doesn't fit into our system. But I genuinely believe we could build around him. But I think it's too late and Moyes won't change his mind, so he needs to go. Not his fault. Then don't forget, bloody the other idiot signed Danny Ings, who doesn't fit in either. So Skamaka's a good striker. He will score goals. He's arrogant. He's feisty. He's everything we need, but we just don't play it the right way. And that's what the transition was about, wasn't it? The transition was about players like that, but it hasn't worked. So we've got to find a new transition, I suppose. That's what I think.
Which is the old transition.
Absolutely, totally, John. Yeah, it's the old transition.
I think I said earlier, and I don't know if it was on the past episode, so I'll say it again. A person I spoke to earlier this week who's very good friends with David Moyes said privately, David Moyes agrees with what Antonio said on the podcast, but is very disappointed. He said it publicly, but sort of said Antonio's spot on, about the needing to scrap and pick up pieces, etc. But equally,
which is a sad indictment of the whole system.
Yeah, it is.
The football club,
and it is.
If you needed a play like that, you just looked at the team he came from.
At what point did you
he
not
didn't
realise
play anything like that? Yeah.
Well, at what point did you? We're told David Moyes is meticulous in his scouting and is looking at videos. At what point did he not know that wasn't Skamaka? He wasn't a Mikel Antonio kind of. But if you listen to what Antonio says, he says, we went for plan A, the silky football with Paquetá and Skamaka to play a different way. It didn't work, so we reverted to Moyes ball to save us from relegation. That's what I take from that podcast.
Yeah, that's right. So he's tried it, it didn't work, and he reverted to type. Now, is he going to try it again, or is he going to stick to type? This is the thing.
No, I think he's done.
Revert to type though. What changed from trying it to? Because I didn't see any personnel change. So what happened then? Everyone keeps saying that.
No, he did.
I didn't see him really try. I didn't see him playing.
No, I didn't
like
see anything.
Skamaka up there with someone sat next to him helping.
No, but that was the thing. He played Skamaka. Yeah, we did try and play a different way. We did, and it weren't working.
See, it's interesting. Last night, Man City, Milan played two up front and did whatever they did. And let's be honest, they gave them a good game. They gave them a good game and could have won that game. And that's two up front. Now, I don't know tactics because I'm from down here, but it worked. And let's be honest, really, Milan did, put them under pressure and everything like that. So two up front does work. And John said that earlier on in the season, wasn't it? Why can't we just put two up front? It doesn't work. Well, why not? Milan made it work.
Yeah, but I live on 4-4-2, and I've said it. The thing, people go, "Oh, it's an old tactic." Well, this tactic that the club play now is an old tactic. You play 3-4-2-1. That's an old tactic. Years ago they used to have 5 up front. But if you take Man City quickly and you actually stick 3 up top, that may confuse them, because by only having 1 up front, they've got 3 or 4 defenders and they can do what they like. against our one attacker. And that's the problem. Teams don't go out. Look at Brentford. They go out and have a go at Man City and beat them. The second defeat or victory for Brentford, Man City had already won the title and had cups and everything to go for. But they are beatable.
Yeah, we all.
And they were this season. What did they get? 89 points this season, I think. That's low for them.
But we know that. But we also now know that we've got another season of Moyes, and we know that any away game in the top 6 we won't win because he's not won in his whole career as he playing any. So at the start of the game what you can get now, and we just got to accept it and make the most of what we get, haven't we? There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, but that's the best bit, isn't it? It's the hope. It's the hope.
It's the hope that kills you.
It is the hope that kills you.
Hope that kills you. Super Chrissy Mills, a man that was at Evening Chaps. He says first he wants to thank us for top entertainment of the season. Been fantastic. And he said it was literally the best week ever. I cannot believe both me and my son were both in the front row together to see it, and better still, we were constantly on BT Sport and BBC in the morning. There's a throw in. Well, Chris, that's fantastic. You must have been sitting, and I'd love to see where you were, because you must have been sitting right by my seat that was that housed my great friend from Germany. May as well have a question, he says. Do you think Sullivan wants Rice to go more than Rice actually does? Brady out, Sullivan out. And Len
Out.
for one last
I think
time.
Sullivan wants to...
Hold up. One last time, he says.
Right.
Oh, fuck off, Sean.
Oh, fuck off, Sean. I'm sure it's going to happen
Brady
between now and the end.
Yeah. So, does
Probably
Sullivan want
question.
Rice to go more than Rice wants to go?
Answer this honestly, Len. We had a chat earlier, and you know what's going on behind the scenes. So don't get coy now.
I can't remember what I said.
We were talking about his agent and his father.
I still can't remember what I said.
Do you think
Yeah.
his father will let him stay another year at West Ham?
No.
Let me ask you that.
No.
Right.
No.
Is it in everyone's interest, i.e. Sullivan and Sean Rice's, to do a deal this summer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is it in Sean Rice's benefit to do the deal?
Well, because
Just
he's
the
his
10%.
agent. Yeah, 15 maybe. There will be I'm sure there will be some kind of bonus. There will be a massive agent fee, without a doubt. Multi-million. Sullivan said, I did this today. Sullivan said, and revealed a bit
Is
here.
this like Simple Simon? Is this to have to put our
Sullivan
hands on
said
it?
Sullivan
last
said-
week, I offered him 200 grand a week.
Sean.
It was very
18 months
disingenuous
ago.
what he said.
Right? I
Very
offered him 200.
disingenuous.
No,
The
it
day
wasn't.
after the final.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't have
Very
said it. Timing was
disingenuous,
awful, but that's a spectrum
Yeah.
thing again.
The morning after.
Yeah. But
Yeah, but he
Don't
was
you
asked a
tag him in
question
with
and he
me?
answered it.
no, I'm not taking him into you, but all I'm saying is sometimes he doesn't know when to be quiet. But he said 200 grand off him 18 months ago. He turned it down. That's cost him 10 million. We'll work it out. If you work out 200 grand a week over 18 months, it's 15.6 million. Take away 10 million. That's 128 grand a week he's been losing out on, which means Sullivan sort of revealed that Rice is on about 72 grand a week at the moment, which is what we thought, from his days of 35 grand. He rose up and got basic bonuses and everything. He's captain now. So he gets 72 grand a week at West Ham. Now, a guy doesn't turn down 128 grand a week only to do a deal to last another year because he's got romantically caught up in the whole thing. I do think Declan cares about West Ham. I think he is very thankful for West Ham, but he wants to move on. And if he was going to take the deal, we'd have taken it 18 months ago. And someone said to me, well, I'll tell you, it was Stell said, oh, come on, it was an 8-year deal. If they'd have offered less, he would have gone for it. Well, it wasn't a case of the length of the deal. That was negotiated. There was no answer from Sean Rice. My understanding is there was no negotiation. It was just a flat no. It wasn't even a no. There was no reply. It was no communication whatsoever. So No, I don't think Declan Rice is about to turn it, and I don't think Sullivan is suddenly going to try and fight to keep him. I think it's in
How
both
old is he?
parties'
24?
interests. He's 24.
I think there's two things here, though, Sean.
Go
I
on.
think there's the difference is that 5 weeks ago, and I'm going 5 weeks ago, we didn't know, and Declan Rice didn't know he was going to lift a European trophy.
So what?
He didn't know he was going to be in a Europa League next year. That's two things. Then the other thing is Sullivan just wants money. I've said this to you. Sullivan just gives a shit about money.
Well,
And
you
he's like,
say that, though.
I'm going to lose. That's all he cares about.
Well, hang on
But
a minute.
also-
Whoa. He's
He's
the
not
bloke's
a
got
West
$1.5 billion.
Ham
You can't just say he cares about money. You don't make money from owning a football club. Let me tell you now. You know, they don't pay
I'll tell you what
themselves.
else is we're on the watch list, UEFA watch list. So I think that's why they're pushing for the sell and for the cash up front. Or
Yeah,
cash
I don't disagree with you there, John.
But that's
That's-
money, Sean.
that's-
That's what I'm saying to you. All he cares about is his money and
Yeah,
his
but
brand.
you have
That's
to
all
be
he cares about.
sustainable. I mean, even Nigel agrees with me on this. You can't just pump money, and as John just
even
mentioned,
Nigel.
you can't just pump money into this club.
That's some fucking justification.
Even
He's not
Nigel.
really.
It's just like,
But no, you've always
Even
agreed.
so you don't
Nigel
always
wants
catch
to-
it, Nigel, do you?
Innit?
You don't
Nigel-
always
True,
catch
Nigel
it.
said-
Nigel, haven't you said clubs should be
Yeah,
self-sufficient
clubs should not.
and should
Yeah,
be?
clubs should not be beholden to owners. They should be self-sufficient.
Do you know
How
what?
much
And I've
does
seen
how
a
much
few.
does Declan Rice cost this club? How much does
I
Declan
don't-
cost us?
But
Well-
what I would argue, Dodds, quickly, when just to
Yeah.
counteract Sean's bollocks, is that
It's not bollocks.
no, it is because you turn around and say he's not made money out of this club. Yeah,
Yeah.
what's he paid? Yeah, what's he put in, and how much is his shares worth?
But he hasn't made
And
money.
then-
Hang on.
Right, thank you very much. I'll rest my case, Your Honour.
No.
Thank you,
Guilty
Nigel.
as charged.
Something is only worth something if it gets sold. So let's say, right? It
Well,
gets,
you think we're going to lose value? Now we've just won a European
so it
trophy.
Gets, all right, so in 2 years' time, before his death, we get relegated, and then we get relegated again, and we get relegated again, and then it's
He's
worth
going to
nothing.
die in
fuck
2
off,
years,
Sean.
is he?
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah, if we're in the
I'm
non-league,
just
Sean, if
saying,
we're in the non-league, of
it's
course
not
we're
money
worth
in the
nothing. But we're
bank,
not.
because
we
it's
just
just
won a European trophy, Sean.
Look, is
We just won a
West Ham
European
worth
trophy.
£1 billion at the moment? Yes, it is. And all the shareholders will potentially make money.
And has he not hold up, right? Has he not personally had money out with the Kretinsky buy of shares?
Yes, he has. He got paid back the money he loaned with interest. But you know what?
Right, so he's got the loan money back, yeah?
But he
See,
could have
and
earned
this
more.
is the
He would have
thing.
earned more interest in him doing
Oh,
his
fuck
investment
off,
elsewhere.
Sean,
You
again.
know that's true.
No, yeah, but no, you can't use that. Oh, I'd have earned more money if I'd have left this in my pension.
Yeah, true.
Piss off.
It's true.
Oh,
Yeah, but Sean, you
Unreal.
just turned around and said, what does he need this money for? He's
He
a
doesn't need
billionaire.
it. He does not need it.
Right, so why would he sit there and think, oh, I would have earned more money if I'd have left
No,
that
it's
in
his
my pension?
defence mechanism of saying,
No,
well,
he
why
wouldn't
did...
have earned it.
Do you know
in-
what?
But
Then we should have just gone to the bank and paid twice as much then. I just don't get people. They save their club and they
Oh,
get this
fuck
grief from
off
people.
again.
Oh,
Sean.
fuck off, Sean.
There you go. There you go, Millsy. Getting out. You
Sean,
didn't even have to pull this one out in the end.
Sean, do you need £200,000?
No. Why?
Right, do you want it? I'll give it you. Do you want it?
I'll have it. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, there we are. There's Sullivan in a nutshell.
I don't... No, that doesn't make sense.
That's quite clever.
Probably fit in
It
a
does.
nutshell.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it does.
You just said Sullivan doesn't need money. I just said to you, do you need 200,000? You went, no. I went, shall I give it to you? Oh, I'll take it. That's Sullivan.
Yeah, all right,
Sullivan's
fair
right.
enough. I've got you now.
I'm never coming back, am I?
No.
And you invited me.
Well, we're going to put subtitles to this one so
Thank
people
you. Yes.
understand what you said.
Yeah, when you put the subtitles, it'll be Sullivan's wonderful. Doddsy said Sullivan's lovely. Sorry, lads, I'm shutting up.
How are you putting subtitles on a radio podcast, Sean?
It's a joke. Lighten up. Lighten up. You know I just say the ball saved the club just to wind you up. And you let me press your button every single time, Nigel.
Yeah, but you fucking bore me at times. Jeffrey L. Smith, evening all. What a week we've had. Boeing racing through makes me emotion.
There
Would
you
we
go.
have wanted anyone else in that position at that time? Probably not,
No.
actually. Which of the current squad do you reckon will be superstar of next season? Paquetá.
Yeah, Paquetá, yeah.
Superstar
Pablo-
for next season.
Fornals maybe as well. I think he's still underrated.
Anybody else?
Emerson, maybe.
Yeah, he's a bit of a dark horse, isn't he?
He said, can anyone
Who's doing
explain
the
that?
washing up? Is that you, Doddsy?
Doddsy. He's feeding the dog, I can tell.
Mate, I was on mute. So I've just unmuted to say that. So I'm back on mute now.
All right. Who was it then moving their paintbrushes or something?
It's not
No,
me.
it weren't me. I'm not painting today.
All right.
Right. Jeffrey says, how did Sullivan get himself into the presentation lineup last week? And his eyes still weren't open, were they?
Hang on a
As
minute.
ever, great pods. Wishing you all Super Summers. Enjoy your breaks. Brady out.
Brady
The owner
out.
of the club is invited to the presentation lineup. Isn't that normal?
Don't think so.
I think I'll look into that. I thought it was.
I'm
It was
surprised no
hard
one's
to
done
work
a
out. It was hard
Sullivan
to
known.
work out who won it, Nigel. It was hard to work out which one Sullivan was. Oh, wait a minute. The
Well, he
twat
had
with
he
the
had a
suit.
purple velvet, and
Yeah.
I think
What
it's
is it about people with money? The more money you get, the less taste you have.
Well, how about his missus getting a frupney bits
Tits out.
Or in his garden? You're going, what's all that about?
Who took the photo?
I don't know. She did, or one of the Sullivans. I don't know.
It was from under the
If
sunbed.
it was one of the
Les, so
Sullivans,
it was
you'd hope
probably
it would
Sullivan.
be. Yeah.
Just like that, Baldur. Just
Yeah.
like,
Peter Mulholland Drive. He's got the because he asked last pod and I didn't get any views, so he's asked it again. So should we move on to the next question? No, anyway, he did ask who should be the captain next year
We did
with
answer
Deck
this.
on
We
his
did
way.
answer this, didn't we? I
we?
said the Gerd.
a gird.
I thought.
I said Crespo when he plays.
Right. Ogbonna. Anyway,
If he
Oh,
plays.
God.
yeah.
Well, yeah, well, there, yeah.
or Fabianski. Ed Hughes.
If he plays.
Can't get it. Yeah, here's a man who got a medal. I don't think he played 1
He
minute.
didn't. He didn't even play 1 minute. Fabianski didn't play even 1 minute. You're right.
No. Evening, gents, says Ed. How many other Premier League owners feel the need to talk direct to the press? Just wondering who advised the Pauls and Dwarf to go and talk sport on Thursday.
No, that's a bad
Jim
idea.
White advised him, I think, Ed.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking forward to the next season already, and he says, can you keep up the propagandas?
But to be fair, right, just to pick this up, and you again, I'm going to agree with you. He answered the question put to him,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Someone asked
You've
him
got
a
to
question.
understand him. Someone asked
But
him
the
a question.
question-
He answered it.
Yeah, but that question comes up every time West Ham on the fucking TV screen or the radio.
Yeah, because they know
the
he'll
que-
answer it.
The
It's like
question
you
wasn't
wasn't
how
sure.
much money, was it?
Yeah.
The question wasn't how much money did you offer Declan Rice when you last offered him the contract to
Is
stay.
it his last game? That was
No,
the
but
question.
what
Yeah.
he was using that to show. Well, obviously, look, he's going to go into a defence mechanism where he's going to say, we've offered him the biggest contract to the football club 18 months ago. He's turned it down. Now, in a way, it was a backhanded compliment because by saying, well, that's 10 million quid he's left, what that says is he's not money motivated. He's medal motivated
Yeah.
or whatever it is. Yeah. And that's what he
He's
hoped
top
would
four
come
motivated
across.
if he's going to Arsenal.
Yeah, this is the thing. There's a bit of me,
Yeah,
and
this
this
is
may
the
be
thing.
mean, that if he goes to Arsenal, I hope he wins
They may
fuck
change.
all.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
hope
a
he
little bit of
wins
me.
Fuck all. 'Cause
Going
I
to
will
Arsenal
applaud him
isn't
every
the move,
time
is
he
it?
comes back. Yeah, no. But I really
You
hope
make Arsenal a
you
better
get
team, though,
nothing.
isn't it? Or is
Yes,
it?
but better enough to win trophies? I'm not sure.
Maybe not.
Would you still celebrate him coming back, Nigel?
Yeah, I
With
know.
Arsenal?
I've always been generous to most people that have come back, apart from certain managers.
Allardyce.
Yeah, him.
Every time he comes back.
Yeah. Fuck him. Best win of the season, that was, beating Leeds. So,
Weren't
yeah,
many to
no,
count.
look, Paul Ince first time around got dog's abuse.
Well
By the time
deserved.
he came back with Borough, well, you say that was well deserved at the time, but now we know the truth.
Not now.
I think it's a different
Yeah.
kettle of fish. You know, I can see why he left, and when he come back with Borough, I wouldn't. Even though John Monker's yellow card tackle on him was absolutely outstanding, but hey ho. Bob
The
House.
best time, sorry, Nigel, sorry, the best time was when he came back. Was it Blackburn? No, who was it? He came back on the coach, and the coach drove up, and the stones came, and the abuse came to him. So that
Was that when he was manager of Blackburn?
Yeah, it was
He was
Blackburn.
sitting
Wasn't
at
it?
the
He was
front,
manager,
wasn't he? Yeah.
and he was sitting. And fair play to him, he fronted it. He fronted it.
yeah.
But my God, it all went, didn't it?
Yeah.
It all went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
No.
Good times.
People, you know.
Good times.
There's a bit of me thinks perhaps me and Lynch should do a podcast like educated, because West Ham's fan base has grown so much now. They're like people who just don't know the shit we really had to put up with
Absolutely.
in the late 80s and into the 90s. Bob's full house though. He ain't got a question. He just wants to thank us for your good work. So, Dodds, thank you for your good work. I don't think I've ever said that to you, have I?
No, you haven't.
No.
But thank you. It means a lot.
There you go. I didn't say it
Len
then, did
has.
I? just said I don't think
No.
I have.
Yeah, no, you haven't.
There you go. You'll be waiting. Anthony Collins with a G. So it's Collins.
Hey.
Evening, lads. He says,
Evening.
amazing night as well and a great parade the following night. I bet you were buzzing, Nigel.
Yay.
I was happy, yes. Shows how great the support is, given a little notice of it taking place, but still an incredible turnout. Nigel was right on the propaganda pod that we needed Benny for pens, and I'm glad it was within the 19 minutes and not after extra time. Good job he started.
Bravery.
Do you think the win will boost our performances next season with the players more confident and even better team spirit? Amazing paintings as always, Len. We'll come to the paintings in a minute. And as always, Brady out.
Brady out.
Brady out.
Do you
Next
want
season.
Do you want a Rice update? I'll give one in a minute. I'll let you finish.
Yeah.
First.
Next season, is it going to be like, are we going to fall on our faces? Is it going to be like 2006? Or is it going to be like 1981?
Can I go first?
You can do.
We will draw Luton away. We will lose 6-0. And my old
That'd
West
be
Ham will be
daft.
back. And my old West Ham will be back then. And then we will go on. And then we will move
That'd be
on.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it'll only be 5. They ain't got that plastic pitch anymore, Dodds. That's long gone.
No, that is true. Very true.
John, so you're coming back next season.
Woohoo!
Welcome back, John.
Thank you.
What do you? I mean, let's just get this out there. You was coming back whether we won the cup or not. I don't want people to think you was a glory hunter.
Yeah, yeah, I am a glory hunter.
You're one of them glory hunters in reverse. You turn up after we win something,
Well,
and then
that's
we'll
it.
fall on our face. Yeah,
I could come back for the next 30 years.
yeah. So, what do you think next season? More pain?
I'm
Who's gone
not
outside? In
That's
the wind?
not me as well. That's not me, okay?
Sean.
Oh, that could be me. Hang on. Let me.
You're
I've-
gonna put your bins out, ain't you?
No. I've probably got in a fan. Hang on. Let me just turn that off.
Oh.
It's a Dyson fan.
It's the only fan you'll have
Of course
anyway.
it is. Yeah, no, I'm expecting a better Premier League season because I don't think he will. He's got one season essentially left with us, you know, in theory, and I think he'll just go straight out what he likes best, what he knows best, and we will grind out wins and we will have a more stable Premier League season. though the Europa League will be harder next season than it was for us, I think, the season before. So
We like it
that'll be
hard.
interesting. Yeah.
We like it
Yeah,
hard.
I mean, we did well, didn't we? We Sevilla and all that. So yeah, I'm expecting a more stable season next season, and a good
there you
few
go.
days out
Yeah, it'll be good. It will be good.
with sport by a game of football.
Ding-a-ling. Oh, Stewie says, evening, gents. Have any of you had the same hatred of people that haven't been to a game all fucking season, and suddenly they get a golden ticket for the final as I have? Whilst my week in Prague and a night in a fan park will live with me forever, I can't help but be pissed off to have missed out on being in that stadium, thanks to a load of greedy shits that didn't give a flying fuck about that competition until we made the final. I've been buzzing, sorry Nigel, he says, for this competition since August. He says, I understand the priority points system and have no problem missing out to other fans with more points than me. But to see
Oh, they didn't have all more
gloating-
points than you.
No. But to see people gloating about being there on Facebook, Twitter, when you know they don't even go to hardly any home games, let alone away, has boiled his piss. That was the only dampener on what was one of the best weeks of my life, to be honest. Fantastic week in Prague. There's another city break ticked off. He said in the best way. He said, I've renewed again, like the mug I am. Maybe if there's
You
a
are,
next
mate.
time in my lifetime, I'll get lucky. Have a great summer, chaps. There you go. That's
Money
what he said.
talks.
Cheers, Dinger. Hope you had a nice time, mate. Don't let everyone kick you down.
Look,
I do get
Mum,
what he means, though, Nigel. I do get what he means.
you
No,
know,
you
it's,
don't. You
But
go
it
to all the
happens, doesn't
fucking
it? It
games. How
happens.
can you know what he means?
No, it happens though, doesn't it? People get tickets. It is that's the commercial life, isn't it? People get tickets. That's what they do. There was like Gary. I don't know whether Gary from Olas got a ticket. He was out there. He hadn't been, but he done the hard yards for 30 plus years, didn't he? So
yeah,
I didn't grudge him.
you know, there's a thing. Look, actually, it's a good point with you being here, Dodds. Actually, is there an argument actually that when it comes to priority points and whatever, that long service as a season ticket holder should go towards? Should it be loyalty points rather than priority points, and that the loyalty is rewarded for home season ticket as well as going away games?
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think if you go to Newcastle on a Tuesday night, you should get 2 points. If you go to
Yeah.
Viaborg,
No,
Viaborg with 350 others, you should get 3. You know, there's ways and means. I don't think you should get 2 points for Blackburn at home in an FA fucking Cup.
no.
No way,
Doddsy, how many points do I
yes,
get
mate.
for making films?
mate. You deserve all the.
Really?
No, you know. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, mate.
What
I
do
know
points
you're
make?
saying.
Prizes!
Prizes.
Little green
Yeah.
shield stamps. I don't want to go to the game. I'll have that scooter. Green shield stamps.
I'll have the. I live in London, and I'll have the speedboat.
Yeah.
That's what I'll have. And a caravan. That's what I'll have. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, mate. There's a dampener.
Well, yeah.
It will never be resolved, will it?
Course it won't. It is what it is.
This is the only way, the genuine way that we are massive. The fan base is massive. It is.
No, it is. It's grown. It's grown out of anything I ever thought. You know, I never thought. I thought they'd max get 50,000 at that stadium. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Max.
And it's a phenomenon that the generation below us, like people like who could be our children, they still want to go to the games and be like the generation of our generation. And do you know what? They've been rewarded, so fucking good luck to them. Just like we was, well, not that really. I mean, we was awarded as young kids, rewarded as young kids. But like the 20-odd-year-olds that can go now, you know, the young, you know, they're rewarded.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's
Absolutely.
that. And, you know, You can't get all of us into a stadium. You just can't. But you can all buy paintings.
You can definitely get a painting of it.
You can all buy paintings,
Oh.
people.
I'll tell you what. I think you said this, Nigel. A 20,000 stadium delivered a better atmosphere than a 60,000, and I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I will give you that. I agree.
Where
with
would you? Where would you? And this is when you look at it, that stadium is too small, but
Yeah.
actually, it made for a better spectacle. And perhaps it's easy for me to say because, I had enough points to get a ticket. I did buy a ticket. I bought a ticket knowing it was only 50-50 that I'd get there, but I bought it. I didn't take any money for the ticket. I didn't sell it. I gave it. Yeah, to my mate for him to go, and he didn't know I was going to do that. He didn't know until I told him. He was going to Prague, and I said, look, if you want to get a ticket, you need this ticket app, so then someone can transfer you a ticket. And I told him how to download it, and then I sent him the ticket. So
I'll tell you what, Nigel, it was easier to transfer those tickets.
yeah,
than it
it
ever
was
to do
bang,
West
and he's
Ham
got
tickets.
it, and he's like, well, and I've told him that's my ticket. You can go instead of me, but this is a bloke that don't live in the country. He's a season ticket holder. I don't know, does 10 games if he's lucky a season. But then you think, oh, how comes he gets it? But then when you sit and talk to him, and he was at the Eintracht Frankfurt game in 1976. Yeah, when I talked to him all the time, I met him at Tottenham away in the cup at Wembley. Stood next to him first time I met him. And I've been to his house and been football with him and listened to his stories. And he's been to my house, and going to his house, it was like walking into my shed.
Yeah.
And so you think, well, why don't these people then deserve it? Because they're not Johnny come latelys. He's been there through thick and thin, and that's the thing. I thought, well, if I can't go, I can't think of anyone better for me. It was two people in front of him, to be honest, and they both got the tickets. So and they were the only people. And look, it was €20, so it weren't like it was a lot of money. But believe me, yeah, a Tottenham fan told his West Ham mate, and the geezer was saying to him, "Tell him I'll give him £1,000 for it." So, but it was like it ain't, the first thing he did when he walked in the ground was took a picture from the seat, and that was it. I was happy as Larry, and I'm pleased. And people go, "Oh, you're gutted. You must be gutted," and I'd be an idiot. I'd be a liar. I said, "Well, of course I'm gutted," but at the end of the day, I've never been one for passports, so that's life, isn't it?
Absolutely, mate. There was at least 30, 40 people I know in the fan zone who paid £1,200 easily for the tickets.
Yeah,
Easily £1,200.
Yeah,
and I think people can make a little bit of money because, like you haven't, Nigel, and hats off to you. You see, you can make a little bit of money. But there was people who have been home and away and have done like 50, 55 games who are like, well, I've made my money. That's paid for me to come over here, and it's paid for me, and all this blah blah blah. So no, that's off to you, mate.
A lot of tickets were sold for 1,000, 1,200. I know.
It's what Doddsy just said, exactly that.
Yeah.
It's an easy thing, and I've heard stories of people that. But then again, I know people that did that in 2006 for the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
Yep.
And with the same mentality. They got. I got offered £1,000 for my 2006. That's why I knew the money would go.
Yeah.
Because there was 23,000 of us in Cardiff, that could buy tickets. There was only 5,000 for that.
Yeah.
And the fan base has doubled since we went to Cardiff.
As Andy Sheldon said, 13,000 tickets were West Ham in the end. So all those ballot holders sold a lot off. Guys, I'm going to have to shoot because I've got some family issues to deal with. I'm going to give you a quick update from the senior source on Declan Rice, if that's all right.
No.
You don't want to know it?
No.
Okay.
Well, I know it. You've already texted.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, you say it then.
All right. Well, I'll make my mind up. I don't want to bring people down.
Why?
You know, I don't want to upset people. We're celebrating.
Okay, fine. Look, guys. I've got kid stuff going on. I've got people. Have got exams, GCSEs and A levels and all this kind. And the missus is away in Amsterdam, so I'm gonna have to do some family duties. So I'm gonna have to love you, leave you, guys. I'm really upset. I can't make it to the end, but I'm sure you'll do without me. So I'll come back about midnight to edit where you get up to and put the theme tune on the end. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You do that.
You have a good summer, boys.
Yeah.
Oh, we intend to.
And Doddsy, whatever you said tonight, I haven't got a clue, but thanks for coming on anyway.
No problem, Sean. I'm sure Nigel will translate it.
All right.
We've got a summer meet. We've got a summer meet, Sean.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
forget.
don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bring the checkbook.
Yeah. No, I've got to do the accounts. Don't worry, that will be done soon.
And we
I'm
still
back,
need to find that seesaw.
Yeah, once I'm back from
We're going to find that. I've seen them.
once I'm back.
Yeah.
Once I'm back from Portugal, I'm not going.
I've done a bit
for
of weight.
another month or two, so I'll be able to get back on the old,
Seesaw.
Yeah.
All
right, guys.
I don't fancy your chances of winning, Sean.
Nah, not me neither.
I must say, Salaman's arsehole must be very calorific.
Love you all. Bye.
Bye.
There's a
Bye,
painting.
Sean.
Yeah, off to his Kenko family. Anyway, Chris Kinch. Father Chris Kinch.
Hello, Father Chris.
Oh, it's instant, isn't it?
I know.
Last week
I
was
got it, Nigel.
absolutely fantastic. Being 41 and not really understanding what it was to be a West Ham fan until I was 8 or 9 years old. He said I could relate to what Dan Numbers was saying on the podcast last week. It was just the best feeling to see us win a trophy for the first time in my lifetime. And that is, 41. I mean, you got to think, how old you got to be to actually remember? 48, I suppose. 47, 48 to actually remember West Ham last winning a trophy.
Wow.
He's read the Julian Dix book and he said he's enjoyed it. So Julian Dix has got a new book out, people. He wants to thank us for all our hard work this season. It has been appreciated. Thank you, Father Chris. Thank you for your company at the times we've had it, and thank you.
Yeah. We love you, Father Chris.
We do. Daniel Hill. He's not over it. But he's been a West Ham fan for over 30 years, and I've no idea how to handle winning a cup. Now that the final's over and the parade is over, when will I stop shouting Irons at random points in the day, no matter where I am? In the pub, at the office, on the train, even in the doctors and the park, I can't stop it. Irons! Does anybody else have this problem? No. Not by the sounds of it.
Really.
Dan?
No.
I do go past the cars that are being sold from We Buy Any Car and sing. I do sing that song, but they're around here.
What
so
song,
maybe they're
Dodds?
not. We sold our car to Lucas Paquetá. We sold our car to Lucas Paquetá. But there's a bit of a madness theme before that as well, isn't it? I like driving in my car. It's not quite a Jaguar. I sold it off to Holden Hill from a guy from Brazil. I sold my car to Lucas Paquetá. Do like that song.
Oh.
That's catchy. But anyway,
We'll have to clip
just
that.
It.
What's your
clip it.
favourite
Please
song,
do.
Dodds? Yeah. What's your favourite song?
What, favourite song of all time?
Well, not pop song like West Ham Terrace Chant.
Yes. No, yeah, it's the best ever West Ham song.
Yeah.
Um,
Or the one you've always liked.
Luda McCloskey.
Luda McCloskey. Okay.
Yeah. Like I say, I'll tell you what. That he was at the fan zone as well.
Yeah.
So Luda McCloskey came up at the fan zone and he was crying. Sorry, love.
Oh, right.
He was crying. He was like, "You are my family. This is emotional to me. You've come to my city."
Yeah,
I
that
can't
was
wait to
before
win."
the game, Doddsy.
Yeah. No, I get it.
All right.
So was he. So
And we
was
have
Ian
got
Bishop, mind you.
televisions. We do see things. You don't have to sort of tell us every kind of thing that happened over there, like it's World War II.
World War II? I was thinking
Well,
14.
it's like we don't know. Oh, you should have seen the sights, have they?
What?
We saw him on TV.
Well, I didn't know.
Did we? I didn't see him. I didn't know he was there.
I
to
didn't
be
see
fair.
him.
There we are.
No, I did.
I still love you, though, man. You know I do. I try my hardest to love you, Len. Yeah.
Actually, what time did you leave the fan park to go to the game?
Do
you remember?
5:30. 5:30. They said go at 5, and then it was moved to 6, so we went at 5:30.
Well, that was like the fan park. No, we got no one come back and said. I mean, Stuart Ding-a-ling mentioned it, but we've heard nothing about it. Well, with this excess amount of crowds, people can't get tickets to the game. I wonder if people should take fan parks a bit more seriously,
Do you think
a bit more of a deal of it.
if
I don't know. It depends how good they are.
If I had a passport but didn't have a ticket, I wouldn't be flying out to watch it in a fan park.
No, I probably won't go that far.
What about the town square, though? They had a square that could take 10,000, Nigel, and a lot of people were there during the day.
No, I wouldn't go without a ticket. I wouldn't go to. I couldn't go. I couldn't go without a ticket.
Ironworks Tours? What about Ironworks Tours? They show it all.
No, I don't. No.
Where would you go?
Could have gone to, where would I go? Oh, I went down the pub, Black Lion, isn't it? And then stood around.
No, I know where you went, but let's say you had a passport but no ticket. Where would you go?
You would have still gone Black Lion.
I'd have gone down the Black Lion.
Yeah, travelled over to Prague, got a plane, got back to the Black Line and watched it.
No, but I wouldn't travel to Prague.
You want to be around the people in the place you want to be, didn't you, Doddsy?
To be fair, Dodds, I might have gone and got a ticket. I'd have probably been one of them that I would have got out there and I would have got a ticket. By hook or by crook.
The point is, obviously, not everyone's like Nigel.
No.
And there was plenty of fan parks around. So maybe that should be just taken a little bit more seriously. I don't know. I'm just putting.
I went to a fan park in Germany for the World Cup in 2006, and it was so good. Me and my missus went back every day. We were going to go and watch a game at the Frankfurt Stadium later in the week, and it was like, actually, we might have more fun in the fan park. Yeah. And it was because 10,000 Koreans turned up to the game. It was Korea against Togo. And in the fan park, there was 10,000 Koreans. And we had a fantastic time in the fan park. I mean, so I get fan parks, but I just...
Yeah, because if you go back to the Wimbledon thing with Tim Edmund and Wimbledon, they went on the hill, didn't they? It never happened before. It was just the demand to watch Tim Edmund. People watched it on M&L. And now... it's every year. People do the same thing. So I'm wondering if it could grow. I don't know.
I think you've got to go, like you said. You say move on. I think you've got to go where you feel most comfortable, Len, and I get that. That's why I said to you, this is the first one where I felt being at the final for me was the best place to be for me. But like I said to you before, I've travelled over Europe. And there's been people, we had 350 tickets, I think it was for Viborg, but there was about 800 in a big pub, drinking, and they're just as good a time at that point. So you go where like-minded people. So for Nigel to go to the Black Lion, same as John, I think that's your local, it used to be and everything, I absolutely get that. Same way as Nigel for the parade, I'm fucking going to the statues. That's where I'm going. So you go where you want to go. But if you're with so Sean, he's gone now, so I can say this. To be in a pub where there was only 2 or 3 other West Ham and that lot, I'm sure he had a great time, but you've got to go with like-minded people and you will have a good time because they're like-minded people.
That's why I was on my own. I was with every other like-minded person I know.
Totally, Len. You got it, mate. You got it. Sorry, Nigel. Off you go.
Next up, it's old Barry Carcass. We're going to pick the bones over this. Evening, all he says. Still getting grit in my eye every time I watch back Bowen go. I
Oh,
must admit, I watched
fucking
it
another
Sunday.
one.
No, I did. It got. Anyway. And we showed the world how well supported this club is, and we did, I think. And
We did.
I
That's a
think
good point.
Yeah, we did.
we did
Maybe,
show
more
20
people
odd
understood.
thousand fans, not a stitch of trouble caused by us in reality.
No, he never had a
glasses.
stitch put in his head, did he?
Yeah. Well, my question.
Yeah.
They
Apart
just
from
have
the
the, they
glasses
just
in
have
there,
the little
look
clip
great, yeah.
things now.
Well, funny enough, I've seen various films of the ambush, from various different angles, including an Italian friend sending me a video, and it was a bit of a strange one, really, because it was like it was almost, they were like, behaved like cowards, because they didn't want to get up to their face. It was all done from a distance. It's throwing of the smoke bombs and all that. It was all done, and it was weird because one video I see was from a restaurant further down the street that was being looked like these were Czech people eating in a restaurant, and they were absolutely stunned at what they were witnessing further down the road with the Italians.
It always is, though, Nigel.
Yeah,
They're ultras. We're typical pissed up thugs. You know, we're just
Yeah.
pissed up West Ham fans who don't want to fight. Like I say, don't poke us. We don't cause no
Yeah.
problems. Just leave us
no,
alone.
they'll stand
Leave
up,
us alone.
and leave us alone. We'll
Yeah.
leave you alone. But if you want to have a go, we'll have a go back.
Absolutely.
Sweet and tender hooligans, to quote Morrissey. My question, excluding Declan, it says, if we have to sell one of the first team squad, he said, who would you sell?
Fabianski.
Fuck off, John. You're really winding me up tonight.
Antonio.
Fucking Fabianski. Fucking man's player of the season. I'm telling you, in the league. And if he'd have played a minute, he might have got player of the season in the cup as well. But anyway, for me.
Player of the season.
He was in the league. What are you laughing for? Fucking hell. I'm serious and all, mate.
John's turned into Sean. I'll just throw the grenade in, let him go.
Fabianski. Mate. I hope he's...
Antonio for me.
Yeah,
Antonio,
mate.
get rid of him. Get rid of
I
him.
don't know. I find it a bit, the geezer's our record goal scorer in the Premier League, which ain't much, to be fair. He didn't have a big title to beat.
What's that figure?
Well, I think
50.
he's up to 59 now, isn't he? It was 40. Yeah, he had to get 50. Did he have to get 50? I thought it was 48, actually. I think the Canyon got 47.
Yeah, I think he did.
So I think he's on 59 now, or 58. Which, when you look at it, and look at the amount of games he played, what Di Canio played, and everything, it's a fucking shit total.
Yeah.
And that sums West Ham up in the Premier League.
It
Our
took
greatest
Antonio
goal scorer.
4 years to get past third place, which was own goal.
Yes. I know, that's quite funny. People don't realise that. Gary Amore, he's in love. Evening, all he says. The dust has settled on the greatest day of my football life. What's our targets for next season competition-wise? Can we keep hold of Rice, given the attention of the squad where it looks like he wants to go Arsenal? Because I've been sent an article from Germany by my good mate, and which basically says Bayern Munich look like they're going to miss out to Arsenal. And then Sean has said, DS says no contact from Arsenal. Not close to a deal, but that is where he prefers to go. So there you go. Should we do targets for next season, or is that for the start of next season's pod?
You can do them. Let's do them. Yeah, let's do them.
Or should we should we revisit what we said would happen?
Revisit.
Let's just enjoy the moment.
Yeah, enjoy. I will enjoy being virtually right about this season.
Oh, here we go.
No, you're not. You're nowhere near it.
I've waited. Well, I'm nowhere near it. Hold up. I said we would win. So I'm 50% right straight away, because I said we'd win the UEFA European Conference League. So that ain't like a moral
You didn't
victory.
say it fucking last week, did you? You thought we were going to lose.
No, but that was false hope, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was you
Nigel,
fucking
Nigel.
spreading your bets.
That was
Nigel,
that's
can
my uncle was like, I think we'll win, and I'm like, no, and he can see. He said I couldn't believe it when you said you thought we'd lose, and I went 43 years of West Ham has taught me to say that, and he went, I get what you're saying there, because if I want to believe we win and we don't, it's worse. So it's easy to believe we ain't, and then when we
Nigel,
do,
can I just say, Len
Yeah.
and John said they wouldn't renew, so they're technically right.
Yeah.
50%.
Well,
You were
no,
wrong,
because they are renewing. No, I was
Yes,
what
no,
he's
Dodds.
saying.
We weren't.
I predicted 12th position,
what he's
and we
saying.
would win the UEFA Conference League. I'm 50% right. Fucking
That's
hell.
how
I know
close
you
you
get me,
were.
John.
Us not.
John,
I get it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you,
No,
John.
fucking hell, not having
So
it.
come on
not
then.
having it.
How are you right then, Nigel? How are you right?
Well, because hold up, I predicted we would win the UEFA Conference League, and we won it. So I made two predictions: we'd finish 12th, and we'd win the European Cup. Len said 9th and fuck all. Yeah. Well, so out of the final, it was only me and Len in the running. To be fair, because one of us was going to be right and one of us was going to be wrong. Well, unfortunately for Len, we didn't win fuck all. Well, fortunate for him.
So where did Len say we would finish in the league?
He said 9th.
Where did you say
I
Len?
came closest.
He's gone. He's doing his photos.
Yeah.
You came closest. I was going to say, I think
did.
Len came closest on the league predictions and said no.
No, I did.
Came.
I said 12th. We finished 14th. This
Virtually
reminds me
right.
about when I won my holiday on Talk Sport and they tried to cheat me out of it. Well, that's for a fucking another day.
Virtually
Anyway,
right.
fucking, I was morally and virtually.
Morally,
Oh,
yes.
right. Yeah, it's a moral victory.
Gary, if you're listening, take him out.
Yeah.
Keep going, Nigel.
Evening, gents. What a night, says Neil Eddie the Eagle Edwards. As a 44-year-old man, this is finally my first taste of glory. I just wondered how this compares to you chaps who have tasted glory already back in 1980. Does this feel as big? Was it as enjoyable as 43 years ago? I think we've celebrated
kids
brilliantly
then.
as a club and
Yeah,
as a
we've
fan
young.
base. Loved every video, every photo of Night of the Parade. And it makes you want even more success. Up the hammers and Brady outs.
Brady out.
Does it feel as big as it was
Radio.
43 years ago? Is it
I
different?
don't
This is
really
down to you
remember
boys,
40.
not me.
But I would love us to. I'd love us like next season now to sort of win the League Cup or something like that. It would just be to have a little taste again, you know.
Yeah. I was looking at a full-size replica of the League Cup and I thought, I can afford that. I can't afford the bleeding. That's £790 fucking pound. I'll have to wait for the Chinese to come down a bit in price before I can buy one of them. I'll treat myself with a medal though.
Get a
do you know
passport,
what?
Nigel, and go off to Bangkok. You get it
fucking be
cheap.
cheaper to go to China and pick one up than it is to get them to ship it out to me. I only paid 300 odd quid for the FA Cup. Fucking, I'll wait a year.
Wait, mate.
I mean,
You wanna
in
wait, I
regards
think you want to
to
wait 6 months or something, don't you? You want to wait
Yeah.
in between the two tournaments coming
Yeah,
to an
that's
end
what you've
because
got to do. Yeah. I'll
at
wait
this
for the
time
sound.
it's going to go. Yes.
I mean, listen, all right, yeah, I remember very well 1980. I didn't cry. We didn't get tickets because that was done in a ballot back then. We were season ticket holders. We didn't get tickets. Though there's a bit of me thinks, well, if we did get tickets, I don't think my uncle would have told me because he would have sold them. So I like to think, but he did take me to the 81 League Cup final. I mean, 80 was, I didn't even get to go to the parade because it was my brother's birthday, so we had to go to my nan's house.
Oh, great
And we had
day.
to go early. Yeah, we had to go early because the roads were being shut. So I think for me, that was as special for me personally. I think I enjoyed that more. I think I enjoyed Wednesday night more than I did winning the FA Cup.
I think the longer wait made it more enjoyable, didn't it? It's gonna. You know.
Yeah, well, it
And
is
at a
funny.
time where it's harder to win things too.
Yeah, you made a great joke on Twitter as well. You know.
Who, me?
Yeah, about me and that video, and because I spent like 4 hours listing every failure since 1980 to make a video. About, because we've all dreamed of this glory, and it always fails. All the failures we've had, everything that's gone wrong, from '81 losing the League Cup final, through to last year being beat by Frankfurt with the likes of Torquays and Wrexhams and all the other teams in between that have killed our hopes. I think this was, yeah. If it takes another 43 years, what will I be? 96? Still an outside chance, isn't there?
No, you'd be a goner.
Not so much for you, Dodds.
The way he's
gonna
drinking,
win?
he won't see the decade
I
out.
resent that comment.
You can resent it all you like.
It's true.
Yeah. So yes, Neil, I would say that actually. What about you, Len? What's better?
I think it's hard to say that. I think because of being a child in one and a miserable adult in another one. I mean, it's or cynical adult at least.
Cynical.
You know, they're very, very different. But I think if push comes to shove, I'd always prefer to win the FA Cup. For me, it's the cup.
Yes.
But that's very good. We're in times where it's very, very hard to win anything, and you know, it's a joy to just win anything.
Yeah.
So that being in mind, that makes that good. So I think they're incomparable, to be honest.
I'm with you about
Tough
the FA
question,
Cup.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is all day long. If we'd have won the FA Cup, that is what I want. I want to win the FA Cup.
Yeah,
because that is
I second that. I'd love
such
to win
a
the FA Cup.
special tournament and everything.
But that's why I went so high as far as the League Cup, because I don't want to wish that high. So
Yeah,
let's go.
I'd like
for
to win the League Cup because we've not won it. You know.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to win a trophy. I don't know if it's funny. I don't. It's so. In a way, because we've won European Cup Winners' Cup, which is not played anymore, and the UEFA and the UEFA Conference League, so we've won trophies now. So in our lifetime, if we win, we can still see West Ham win the other 2 European trophies, and we could become one of the first English clubs to win all the 4 top. There's only an handful of clubs. I don't even think Liverpool won the Cup Winners' Cup. Tottenham won it. Chelsea won it. We won it. Man City won it.
I'd like to see you be
Man United won
right on that call.
Yeah. Perhaps Man United would do it. Perhaps if Man United went for the Conference League, then they could complete it because they've done the treble. Man United have won, Man United have won the UEFA Cup and they've won the Cup Winners' Cup and they've won the Champions League. So yeah, but it's still game on for us. There's always hope. Alan Day, the Tesla sales team. Evening, gents. What an amazing time. It's created great memories for this 50-year-old and my young family. He also thought the club did a great job with its social media content. I won't disagree with you there. I don't know what's happened with the social media content. It does seem to have improved. Great footage from the final and the parade. And it's just a shame it was all in white and orange. Right, he has got a question. Do you think the attitude towards the club by the fans will now change? And do you think the general attitude of fans will change? So do you think the attitude towards the clubs... Right, here we go. Do we think fans' attitude towards the club will change? I think he's asking
Yeah,
the
there
wrong
would be.
room, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there's
I don't think
there's a
us.
certain percentage of us who nothing will ever change it.
No.
Not
I mean,
this ownership
Sullivan will
anyway.
always be a fucking idiot. He'll always do, and they'll always make mistakes. But I just think we will be a little bit tolerant. They won't be any different. But I think the fans might be. You'll notice a lot of, people just being a little bit more tolerant.
Tolerant.
What about
Yeah.
you, Dodds? Where
Not
do you
just
sit
saying it
with
because-
this?
So I'm not just saying it because I'm on the podcast. I'm
Yeah.
like you guys. I'm Brady out all day long because I think she treats us as fucking idiots.
Yeah.
So that's why she
Yeah.
pisses me off. I think Sullivan is just an idiot. I think Gold was just naive. But Brady really annoys me, and I think Len, I ain't trying to blow smoke up your ass because fuck me, you cause me fucking more hassle than my life is worth. I just think that the people, so you've got Brady, and then you've got the people below the 7 line managers, and they don't give a shit. Exactly what you said earlier.
The Brady
it's the people on,
clones.
yeah, the Brady clones, and you ring them up and you go, "Oh, I want to be on the away season ticket." Yeah. We'll put you on a waiting list. No, it's packed in. So just don't treat me like an idiot. So ticket office and people like that have had a fiasco. We're still not dealt with that data breach. They treat you like fools and everything like that, but like a mug. And I am the biggest not the biggest. There's thousands of us that are biggest mugs. You just keep going because it's what you do. It's what you do. You just keep going. So it's the Brady umbrella that I will never forgive. And they pay £1 million bonuses, don't they? So Sullivan is just a fucking idiot with a lot of money, and he fucks it up, and that's what he does. And I kind of go, oh well, that's what he does, isn't it? But it's the Brady bit that I can never forgive. Never
Well,
forgive.
they're going to get away. They're going to get away with a lot. I mean, the club shirt fiasco with the white shirts.
Yeah.
And what they did
Bingo.
there, daylight robbery. Pulled them off sale when they were on cheap because then they knew it was going to be used in the final. Rebadge them up, stick 50 quid on the price, 80 quid for the final shirt, and then they can't even wear Betway, so it ain't even the final shirt, is it?
No.
Because Betway ain't got
And
a trading license.
they only have to sell 40% of them, and they've cleared them, haven't they? Bang.
Yeah,
Job's done.
so
Move on.
there was no need to do that. There was no need to do that. So they dropped a ricket there. I think with the way they've dealt with the season ticket, the rise for the 65 to 66-year-olds, they're going to get away with it. And they're going to get away with it. A lot of goss over. I could go on endless about what the way the club is what they've done recently that's so wrong. But, people just keep going, oh, you got to look on the bright side, don't you?
West Ham,
is,
West Ham treat us like when you walk in a. So when you go on a European tour, this is how West Ham treat you. You go on a European tour, you walk into a pub, and they go, "It's £7.50 a pint," and you go, "How fucking much?" "I'll have 10.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. It. I'll have 10. How much? I'll have 10. That's West Ham. That's Brady because she knows she's got you. So.
Well, it ain't Brady in a way that this thing, but what it is that she signed a deal that allowed that to happen, and then they pretend like, oh, we'll see, and that's the thing, it's a pretense. They're not bothered. But it's like the bit where, Dodds, they could do a lot more for travelling fans, yeah.
Massive, massive, mate.
A better, and I get it, but with European games, and I'm not talking about the final. Every European game, they could organise. They used to do it, flights. So people could fly in and fly out in a day and have the flights ready. So you ain't got to worry about hotel. You ain't got the costs. Yeah, you got to pay. You're not going to be ripped off by the flight companies either.
No.
So you have the club flights. They know that they could sell 5, 7, 10 planes. Yeah?
Yeah.
Or even if they just did it for the ticket holders. So if you got a ticket, you can buy a plane ticket, and they can do it at source. Do you want it? And they know how many planes they need. You buy a plane ticket and a ticket for the game. and you pay 300 quid, 350 quid for the plane ticket.
Yeah.
Return,
I
fly
wouldn't
in
be
the
surprised
morning.
in today's world that's not achievable.
What you don't what?
I don't think they could add 10 flights into a schedule that's already at capacity everywhere you go. I don't think.
Well, listen, a certain other group of fans managed to organise 5 planes.
Yeah,
Did
I was
they?
just about to say that without naming the name.
So they got five
Yeah.
five planes out.
5
did they?
planes.
They all, yeah,
Yeah.
5
Where'd
planes.
they fly from?
Well, this was organised in conjunction with a sports travel company, but they took 5 planes.
Yeah, where'd
And
they fly out of?
So they organised, John. They organised an event over by the stadium as well. So they organised that, and fair play to them. They organised it. They set it up, and it
I think
worked.
that's.
And fair play to
Well,
them.
there you go. I've got that all wrong then.
No, I know what you meant. What you were saying is like they can't do this, can't do that. But it's
I
amazing.
I thought you look at a place somewhere like Gatwick or whatever, and you can barely do a minute between takeoffs. So if they could add another 10 flights to a day, but yeah, maybe if they have other airports.
But that is the thing. Flights, as much as we all book the flights, and no one, I try and get them as cheap as I can. Hence Milan on the way back, and with Harry and that lot. But it gets a little bit cheaper as it gets closer to the game because they add more flights. So it's amazing what they will do because it's money, John. It's money. So people will let flights go. And that's where we probably have the congestion and the problems because they go, fuck it, put another 20 flights on. We'll sort out the shit that comes with it and everything. So, but yeah, they do nothing. You're right, John. But Nigel's point, they do fuck all for us. Fuck all.
Oh no, I don't. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There was a game last year where they charged us £7 for a ticket, all right? And I thought, why don't you just charge £15, £20 for a ticket, give you a free beer, a flag, all in the price, do you know what I mean, John? All in the price, and then go, we've done this for you. We'd be like, oh, you're brilliant, we love you. But they don't do that. They don't do the data breach, all the shit they've done this year. Honestly, I go to the ticket office, I know her, I know heads it up, and she hates us because we moan at her all the time for all the shit they do to us. And there's too much to describe. They do piss on us all the time. But like mugs, this is what Len's point was, like mugs keep going back. Cambridge mid-season, fucking Fulham mid-season. What the fuck was I at those games? Because I'm a mug. But they know they'll get the money.
You're not a mug dodge. You're fucking mad.
Yeah, mad. Yeah, that's a good word, mate. That's a good word.
No,
Mad.
I call myself a mug punter. Yeah, because it don't matter what West Ham do, I turn up. Yeah. By hook or by crook, I will go and watch them play football. Don't care what league they're in, who they're playing, I'll go.
Totally.
So, I get what you're saying in a way. We are predominantly mug punters.
Yeah.
And the club, I do believe, play off that. Right, we're down to the last 2.
Good.
Yeah, Scotty Crosland, oi. Thanks for the pod
hello,
this season. It's had me crying with laughter at times. I'm not the one saying he fisted Jesus, Sean, being a particular highlight. Which player enhances our squad? Realistic but not obvious in the summer. Brady out.
Brady out.
Well, there's a rumour going around of Edson Alvarez of Ajax, and that's a rumour going around in Germany, I'm being told, but apparently Dortmund are interested in him. And the ex-Dortmund chief scout, Sven Mislintat, is now sporting director with Ajax. So if West Ham are after Edson Alvarez, and if Dortmund are as well, it's possible
He's going
that...
Dortmund.
He's going Dortmund, yeah. Michael Evans finishes it up with, was Wednesday the greatest day in our history?
No.
Modern history.
Modern, yeah. It'd have to be modern history, yeah. Not totally. I suppose the first time he won the FA Cup was really. But look, it happened, and it happened last week, and it's great. No?
Yeah.
No, Nigel,
Yeah.
you ready? Here
Well,
we
hold
go.
up. We've got 2 more, yeah? Palumi Ogaluna.
Oh,
Hold up. This will be good. Palumi Ogaluna says, who would you like as the next coach and signing this summer? Thanks for your
No
question,
idea.
Plumey. You just got in because we are recording late. And the last question, because we
Not
can't
mine.
miss him out, will be Richard Dodds, top fan. And actually, Dodds, I
Doddsy.
think you should read your question out.
I haven't got it in front of me. Do I need to go into WhatsApp? No, you do it, Nigel. Please,
Oh, you
you
go.
do it.
All
Sorry,
right,
mate.
mate. And so you can see how good I am. Go on, do it. All right, my handsome.
my handsomes, how's yous doing?
All right, my handsomes, how's you doing? Well,
twins.
all right, yeah. This is the first podcast since we became champions in Europe. And let's be honest, it took us nearly 60 years. Oh, will Sam be waiting just as long for the kitchen to be finished? Oh, another kitchen joke.
Good point, Len, isn't it? It's a good point, Len.
Yeah.
Anyway, first questions as champions in Europe. He says, outside of winning it and lifting the trophy, what was your best moment of Wednesday and Thursday? For me,
John,
being at Upton
John,
Park
let's
at
go,
midnight.
John. Let's, because I want you last.
Go
John,
on. All right, John.
What was your best moment, John? Outside
What,
the
from
trophy and that lot.
Outside, well, it's just
goal.
basically, yeah. Well, no, well, yeah, him going
Late
for a
goal.
goal, scoring a goal, and jumping up and down with my son in my arms, jumping up and down. Yeah,
Good moment.
That was
Good
it,
moment.
really. That was everything that happened in the game. It's
the
not
best
glam
bit
it
of the game.
up.
Yeah.
Nigel, what was your
Look,
best
for
moment other than we're lifting the trophy and winning it?
but best moment would have been at Upton Park with my new mate Irish Paul and my son-in-law Charlie, and this mad bloke who come along with the biggest hammer. It's like made out of an oil drum. It weighed a ton. And we had a laugh sitting at the statue taking photographs. I've got some good photographs of me. And me running across the road and convincing the bouncer, even though the bowling was shut, managed to convince him to let me in and buy 6 beers that I took back over. And to find that 2 of the people I was buying beers for had walked away. So I then gave them. There was a group of other Irish lads sitting at who had come over for the game. I think they'd watched it in the bowling. I said, "Go and share these lads." So yeah, sitting at Upton Park on the night. Disappointed in a way. So was the bloke with the hammer, and so was Tony, I think, and his dog were there because he had a beer with me, and because he did tweet me to say thanks for the beer. We were a few old school hammers there looking around thinking this place would have been fucking mad, really, if we'd have played here. So that. Len,
Absolutely mad.
finishing your painting, was that the best moment?
Yeah. It was a nice moment. Actually, it was a nice moment starting it, seeing the image of myself. I'm going to do this. This is going to be quite comfortable. That I know I'm going to finish before people start
Yeah.
getting up for the day, and people are starting to expect it now. I'm almost part of the. So many people are anticipating it. I'm almost part of the next day, really. I'm like when people used to get their paper in the mornings that they don't do now. I published the painting. But down there afterwards is that the day after I couldn't get to sleep and I missed the parade. That was a little bit of a downer, but look, okay, sometimes things don't go your way and you have to
Perhaps you
accept
could have painted the bus by the statue.
Oh, do you know what? I thought I would do that, but it doesn't. I wouldn't say the parade was as iconic as the FA Cup parade. I know it's daft because I was at one and not the other one, so obviously I would think that. But at least we had a fucking open top this time. Not pointing people getting them out the fucking
just
sunroof.
shoving through the roofs. That's what I was explaining to the son-in-law. Laces
So
coach, get out the skylight. Yeah, health and safety have a fit. Right, that's the end of...
No, one more, Nige.
Oh,
so if you could turn back the clock, guys.
Oh, yes.
If
So
you
Doddsy...
could turn back the clock.
Yeah.
Go on, Nige. Go.
If you could turn back the clock, wake up, and you could get a ticket, would you get it now? And what would you pay? What is the maximum? Knowing what you know now as well, what is the
No, for a
maximum
one,
you
get
would
one.
pay?
So come on,
Oh,
Len.
I get one.
So knowing what you know now, would you
Yeah.
get a ticket and
No.
would you go, Len? And
No.
why not?
Because I didn't want to go. If I would have wanted to go, I would have gone. And it wouldn't have been about the result. It's just it's not my... I just don't want to do it.
Got you.
If it was at Wembley, I'm not a good traveller. I mean, the first day I'd be out with a migraine after the flight. Then I'm sort of running stuff out of my head down, you know, the way back home, what I've got to do. I'm just a fucking nightmare. I'm not a traveller. There's someone who's going to enjoy it. Don't leave me out there.
John,
So I am, mate.
what about you, buddy? Would you
Yeah,
do
no.
it?
If I knew, if I could have, I had so much stuff going on this last 2 weeks for me personally.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
could have known all this beforehand, I would have tried to engineer it all so that I was freer, and I would have paid decent money to go out there. Yeah, definitely.
Nigel?
Well, you're talking to someone that had the golden, you know.
You did, mate.
Look, if I had a passport, I'd have been there, even if I'd have had to drive, which one of my mates did. Drove himself to Prague and drove home straight after the game. About 3 hours kit in 2 days, I think Paul had. As in regards what I'd pay, you know, people that know me know my aims. Always pay the least amount possible.
Don't I know it?
Yes. And blimey, that
Picture
works
or
really
take.
well. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so that's that. Yeah. So it's I don't know. I mean, you was in the chat, weren't you, with Gary and what he said? I don't want to say what he said and whatever. And I thought that was brilliant. And I think the fact that after he had that conversation with himself, basically, the fact that he actually got in for less money than what everything, I thought was brilliant and fantastic. And I was really pleased for Gary because he was going to really go over the odds. And then decided, no, I've got a limit and I'm sticking to it. And he actually saved money. So it was just, I think that was brilliant. I mean, personally, I'd have paid. Generally, I used to have a rule. I'm not paying over £100 to watch a game of football. I could tell you when we meet up, Dodds, what as a kid, the things I used to see. I don't want to allude to what people would pay. And then it taught me, like, oh, no, you wouldn't catch me doing that. But obviously, as ticket prices have now reached over £100 face value, I'd have probably paid, 300 quid to go to that game.
And one word, yes or no? One word, yes or no? John, Dublin next year, yes or no?
If we, if
yes or no?
yes, yeah.
Len?
Yeah, I might do Dublin.
One word.
I might do Dublin, yeah.
Nigel?
Maybe.
Yes, 100%. I will have a passport.
Because you'll have a passport.
Yeah. Well, actually, to be fair, Dodds,
yeah.
If we get to Dublin, you'd have seen me abroad before then.
And me, yes, because I've already booked the frickin' hotel because I'm a sad
You
twat.
fucking idiot.
You not booked the flight as well?
Not yet because they're not available. Another 2 months.
Oh, right.
But the hotel is refundable.
You can walk to
2
Dublin
days.
from fucking Somerset.
I can walk 500 miles, Len.
You can.
And I can walk 500 more.
Yeah.
And we're still having the golf day, Len. We're still having the golf day, mate. Don't forget it.
Well, do
Something
something about it then. They can have it on its own.
Yeah, so there we go. That's me done. So you finish it,
That's
Nigel.
me done as well.
All right, that's it, lads. Thanks to John for this season.
Cheers.
Doddsy for joining us today.
Gentlemen.
It's been a pleasure, John, as always.
Thank you, mate, and you lot.
Normally, I'd thank you people for bringing me on, but George is not here, and Sean's obviously fucking, I don't know, changing the baby's arse or whatever he's doing. Len, thank you as always for your company.
Oh, you're welcome. I enjoy it. You know I do.
Yeah, I know.
The only time I fucking speak to people.
Yeah, we both enjoy it so much. Obviously, we're going to keep going. I've already had 2 people request appearances on Propaganda, so I'll run that through with you. Yeah. So I've had a couple people say I'd fancy doing that. So
cool.
We might have we'll have a chat. We might have a couple of weeks off or whatever, but we'll do them. And most
we'll do a live outside broadcast, won't we, from the old summer meet?
Yeah. So we'll have a live one where we get drunker and drunker. Even though not as drunk as last year, because we're not going to be out so long, are we? 'Cause it's an evening rather than an all-dayer. But mainly thanks to all you people. I know there's more than 8 of you now, because blimey, even I had
more than 8.
I had to pick a lock yesterday for a bloke, for a mate of a mate, and I got out the car. I didn't know the bloke, and he looked one at me and went, "I know who you are," and and a couple of people as I was walking away from the statue stopped me and said hello. So it's always great to hear from people that listen to the show. I'm glad you all love it. We do it, we do it because we enjoy it first. Let's not lie. But we're just, I know I am really pleased that so many people enjoy listening to it. It does blow me away, to be honest.
And thanks to you boys for doing it, like you say. So Len for being fucking mad. I love you. Nigel for being
I'm not mad, I'm just being my fucking self, you cheeky bastard.
Absolutely, for being who you are. And to George and John and even Sean for starting it, because honestly, it's been a pleasure tonight for me. I've sat here and I was like, yeah, I'll do it the first bit. I'm not doing the question time.
Yeah, 30 minutes you said.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So genuinely, from all the people who listen, and I know that they do, you're fucking mad, a lot of you. You do this every week, but thank you so much for what you do, because you're insightful and you change people's beliefs. Bit like Claret and Booze, but in a different way. So thank you.
You went and fucking ruined it, didn't you?
Yeah. Nick and Gary will never forgive me.
You really need to learn when to not wear out your fucking welcome.
Thanks, Nick.
Anyway.
Thanks, Len. I love you. All the best.
Love you too.
That's it.
All right, my handsome.
See you later. Bye.
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 Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast. Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast.
Really good long throw though. Bowen chests it down and now he's appealing for handball against Biragi. Jarrod Bowen wants that check. He is absolutely adamant that ball after he controlled it. European trophy for 58 years. Here's a chance to go in front. Ben Rama with a penalty! Into the top corner there in front. Ben Rama sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. To the West Ham goal, Ricardo Saponara came on for Christian Kouame and he's stationed wide left. Ball drops inside the box. Bonaventura scores for Fiorentina. Out of nothing, the diagonal ball was nodded down. Fiorentina are level and West Ham have got to do it all over again. 30 minutes of extra time possibly to come as well, and still some added time here at the end of this game for one of these teams to try and find a winner. Paquetá looking to release Bowen. Flag stays down. Bowen's through. One-on-one, hits the shot and finds the back of the net. And the offside flag stays down. And the West Ham fans go absolutely berserk. There are plastic pint glasses going everywhere inside the stadium. All of the West Ham substitutes, the coaching staff, come tearing onto the field.
And to be honest with you, I didn't expect this many people tonight, but it is West Ham, so we're fucking massive, aren't we? Yes!
Okay, so once again, I do apologise for the language of Declan Rice.
That's all, folks.